This is Ioannis, and he claims to speak 32 languages. And although it sounds right on paper, you might have to go back to the roots and find out if what says in this video is true. And before I get into the video, I just want to say thank you to the people who leave comments and make sure they give me the drive I need in my YouTube journey. And for that, I'm gonna say arigatou gozaimasu, boshi spasiba. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for giving me that drive I need to make more videos, and just thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
My name is Yannis Ikonomou. I'm from Greece and I speak 32 languages: Russian, Portuguese, Norwegian, Turkish, Hungarian, Czech, Polish.
One thing I have to acknowledge is most of these languages are Slavic, meaning that he probably only learnt one Slavic language and they related it with the others. Well, I'm not doubting the fact that he might have learnt other Slavic languages, but it's quite odd that most of the languages speak as Slavic. It makes the challenge a lot easier. But let's get into the video. No judging, no judging.
What we call a hyper polyglot. It means he can speak a lot of languages.
By the time I was 20, I'd already learned some 15 languages. And
first of all, 20 is a very, very, good age for you to learn a lot of languages. But 15 is something that I might not believe, because how much time did it take you to learn each language? So let's break this down. This thing called the FSI, where they break down how you learn, how much time it takes you to learn a language in terms of hours. Now, if we were to do that, how would you learn 15 languages in the midst of 20 years? You're probably born at 0, obviously. Every human is born at 0. So for the first formative part of your years, let's say from 0 to 8 maybe, you spoke only Greek and probably English. What time did you have to learn between 10 and 20, 15 languages? Okay, let's keep going.
when I moved to Brussels and started my career at the EU institutions, I added more official EU languages.
Okay, what I realized after this part is he says he went to Brussels, that's in Belgium, so there they speak Dutch, French and English. So that's actually a good way to begin learning a language. He immersed, meaning okay, that's believable, and he learned most of the EU languages, meaning that that's probably where he got more conversational level in most of the languages he speak. But let's see.
Thing is, Ioannis, he's a quick learner.
Okay, quick learner. That's one thing I keep hearing about polyglot that often throws me back, because saying you're a quick learner doesn't mean you're potentially good at languages, because I might be very good at learning speech, but to speak a language is a completely different thing. Okay, learning as in learning skills is quite different from learning languages. So being a quick learner doesn't mean you're potentially good in learning the language.
Ja, ich bin sehr neugierig von Natur aus und Mama意识到了这么可能学习好外国语言。
Wait, did you hear that? I mean,
Natur aus und Mama意识到了这么可能学习好外国语言。
I'm not a Chinese speaker. I don't speak Mandarin, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't sound like Mandarin. He learned 32 languages, correct, but his Chinese still needs more work. I can tell that the pitch isn't correct. I can tell that most of the reading isn't correct, because that doesn't sound like Mandarin. So that's one thing that I have to point out. His pronunciation in some languages is quite poor.
Для меня прекрасное
Okay, now I've come into my domain.
упражнение на этих языках.
Why is Russian so short? I know it's a 1-minute video, but the Russian can be more. It means that maybe he isn't actually so good at language, but actually good at remembering a particular script he probably typed and read to himself over and over again. The Russian, I could say it sounded decent, maybe not completely fluent, but I could tell that his Russian was okay. It was okay. It was the I could understand what he was saying.
Is Polish. I dream in all kinds of languages.
Dreaming in languages is something that happens a lot when you reach fluent level in a language. Your brain seems to think you are fluent in the language because you are, and then your brain makes dreams in those languages. Yes, I can testify to that. I've had dreams in Russian before, but let's keep on going.
Parmi toutes ces langues que j'ai apprises, je peux comprendre de notre vaste monde.
Some languages are significantly better than others, and those languages that are better, he seems to talk more in them, meaning that he probably is actually fluent in some of these languages that I speak in this video, maybe not all. Because I mean, French is English, and maybe there's some other languages spoken there. They sound better than other stuff. Hearing his French shows that he probably learned French at a very young age and still keeps speaking French. So it's a dilemma. It's something really tricky to find out. But yeah, this guy's, so far I've only found something to say against him. That yeah.
Wait. Before we go, if anyone knows, it's you. What is the most complicated language to learn?
Mandarin.
Mystery solved.
That's a very, very stereotypical answer. Personally, I would say it's Hungarian, but yeah, I guess everyone's gonna say Mandarin. That's really stereotypical. It sounds like somewhat. Well, I can't speak anymore. It sounds like what someone would say if they haven't actually learned the language. Mandarin is hard, yes, but it's not so hard though. I would say from the list of languages he mentioned that Mandarin isn't the hardest. Fact that it says he speaks languages might just be a stretch. It says he speaks 32, meanwhile he only spoke like 8 in this video. He mentioned some really core languages and he didn't even speak them. So those are like red flags. Some other things I realized in the video is that he actually acknowledged that you need to immerse your language. But one thing I didn't really like is the fact that he claims to know those sets of languages, but doesn't sound fluent. It doesn't sound right in some languages, and then it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of lying because of course he doesn't speak everything fluently. Then one thing I have to note is if you are going to speak those two languages, you're going to have to maintain them. Languages work like cars, okay? If you keep them unused, then they don't work as well. So when you don't speak the language anymore, you may not be able to speak it ever because you have not used it for a long time. But another thing I've realized is most polyglots, they claim to speak the language, meanwhile they only know the basic phrases. So they just cram these basic phrases and say, yeah, I can speak the language. For example, I can come on camera and just say something like, guys, I speak every single language in the entire world, and I'm going to start right now. Hello. Presendice. Zdravstvuyte. Kolbasi. Annyeonghaseyo. Konnichiwa. Ni hao. Kamustaka. ¿Cómo estás? Guten Tag. Ik. Leka. Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour. Do you get the trend? I could just keep on saying that I can speak the language when I'm just mentioning, basic stuff I know. Like that, I could just say, well, I can speak 13 languages. Because, yeah, I can now speak 13 languages. I can just come and say gelato, Alfredo, yeah, I could just come on the microphone and just keep speaking about stuff like that. So claiming that you can speak basic phrases doesn't mean you can speak the language. Languages are a lot more complex than learning basic phrases. So Ionis, you are kind of extending the truth here. thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this one, I advise you watch this video about me speaking on how you could learn a language in 6 months, or you can watch this one where I speak about my problems with Duolingo. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.